We're down to the last 75 slides. I don't know about you, but I'm getting thirsty. So, a couple of closing comments. Well, definitely SaaS is powerful because it removes barriers to entry. Right? It's huge. It's huge. But there are still huge barriers to the non-consumption markets. So, let's look at my industry. There are 22 million small businesses in North America. If we combine the entire customer base of every CRM company on North American continent, it's going to be less than 5% penetrated. Are we doing a good job? We can't be doing a good job, right? I mean, everybody has salespeople, everybody has customers. What's the problem? The problem is we haven't created a compelling experience. Let me use my Apple example. How many people 5, 6 years ago woke up and said, I want a white shiny thing hanging around my neck where I can carry music around and play and listen to it anytime I like? I don't remember waking up thinking about that. Do you? No. But when somebody comes along and creates a hugely different experience, what happens? You get 100 million iPods sold, 2.5 billion songs sold online. You create consumption from non-consumption. Gamer-influenced design has the ability for business software to radically grow the market opportunity because you open up the non-consumption market that we've never really been able to get into. Hey, and this is no fact. 190 million people are playing these games. They're in your office. You guys are probably some of them. I can tell you guys are kind of twitching right now. So it's going to change an entire thinking it's going to change an entire generation of thinking. It's not something that we should just leave on the sideline. It's an opportunity for us to capitalize. You know, honestly, best-selling video games and Harvard Business School have a lot in common. They do. They teach you the same kind of business principles. You know, for example, calculated risks for measured return. That's most certainly something that you're going to be taught as you go through a video gaming experience. They can be a huge asset to their business. And fast and fun are the keys to user adoption. We've got to start thinking about putting some pleasure, that word that probably hasn't been used in an enterprise software conference for a while, except for the cocktails. We've got to start putting some pleasure back in the experience. So, as we think about, think differently about gamers and video gamers. I hope, you know, this is a big topic, and I got the end of the day slot, and I tried my best to come up with something stimulating and interesting for you before you roll out into the cocktails. But video gaming, it's a very different beast. It's not what you may have thought it was as you walked into this room, and there's an opportunity for you to harness that. And I've been saying, find you're in a game. Head back to your office, identify the gamers, check for patterns. Hey, who's a gamer? Find out who the gamers are. Look at their appraisals. Look at their progress. Look at their position in the company. Find out, appeal to that sense of gaming. If the research is right and it's been done for many, many years, they will respond. And then as you think about software itself, think about two things. If you're designing products, start doing what we did. We started hiring video gamers into the company, game designers from the gaming software industry. Man, that was like oil and water, right? But boy, are they having a shift and change in what we're doing. So if you're on the supply side, think about changing some of the resources that you have that are focusing on design. If you're on the buy side, evaluate software based on how deep the adoption capability is. Okay, I know that SaaS is going to be a benefit to you, and I know that it's going to reduce deployment headaches, and it's going to reduce your cost of acquisition. But hey, it's not just about user adoption, it's also about user effectiveness. Is the stuff getting used even though it is less expensive, and are you really getting the benefit that you derive from it? So think about those two things. Think about how you can incorporate gamer-influenced design, some of the feedback loops, the behavioral learning that you can look for, the achievements and rankings of things, the very visual UI and interface, or as you're thinking about purchasing, maybe find some of those gamers in your office and ask them to look at it from the perspective of, if this was a video game, how would it work? And identify what those gaps are. I think it will be a revealing exercise for you. Well, thank you all for the opportunity to share this message with you. I'm very happy to take only easy questions. So thank you all very much. So if anyone does have a question, I'd be more than happy to take it. Yes, sir. So the question was, CRM and salespeople are already hyper-competitive. It's an easier translation. Do I see the opportunity for that to translate into other areas? Yes, I do. The reason is because the fundamental principles are the same. It's about, the experience of using the product. It's about the kind of learning ability that you're building into the product and helping people get through their tasks more easily. No matter what kind of business software that is, clearly, you're right to point out that salespeople, marketing people, customer service people, they do tend to be more competitive and they are more frequently ranked and benchmarked than others. So I think the analogy works well in that industry. Yes, sir.
What technology do you use to deliver experience?
So, great question. My marketing team are going to be delighted with that question. Question was, what technologies are we using to deliver that kind of experience in the browser? The answer is, think outside the browser. We're actually a smart client company. So we believe the future is smart client, not browsers, and we coined the phrase think outside the browser because there is so much more you can do with a smart client than you can inside the browser.